All right, it's Rick from Dogtooth. This is my first video that I think that you're going to see in 2026. I thought that we would do the What's on the Bench feature, which I was going to do a bit more of. I was just having a tidy up to prepare for something, which we'll go into in a second. And I thought, well, actually, there's all this stuff on the bench. Well, what shall I do with it? Tidy up or make some content from it? And actually, what is on my bench is a commission, which we can't look at the moment because it needs to be completed and then given. And so you can't look at it at the moment because it is a bit of a secret. But maybe by the end of the month or next month, I'll be able to reveal it. It is quite cool. I mean, the artwork's good, obviously, but the actual thing that's for is pretty cool. So what's on the bench? So this is my computer workstation. As you can see, I've kind of partly started to tidy up, but I thought while we're here, we'll do what's on the bench. We won't include the cleaners or the dusty rag, but we will include what's this. So this is that is my phone. 1 second. I don't know who that was. It literally ran off as I got it. Right, so what's on the bench? So you can see at the moment 2 boom arms. So this boom arm is I'm setting up for a podcast. That is what I'm doing tomorrow. This is a Shure SM58. So from my previous life as a musician, I have quite a few of these in around, but they are literally like the industry standard. If you look at Glastonbury or anywhere, you will see this microphone because they are so good. I don't know when they were made, but they've been around a long time, 30 plus years. They do have this really cool feature of if you drop them from 4 foot, that's what the guarantee is, I think, then they still work. And if you look closely, you will just see the indentation there, which is exactly what I did onto a hard floor, and it still works. Awesome microphones, love them. So that's that. Obviously, just general Amazon boom arm. Behind it, same thing, boom arm, but this one has a mount for the camera, which is what you are, so I can't show you that. But that's where my iPhone is going to go. The reason why I use an iPhone is that the iPhone is a much better camera than my laptop, which you can just see. So let's move them boom arms out there. My laptop. So my laptop has a good camera, but it's nowhere near as good as an actual phone camera. And then you can basically plug that in so that you get a really good quality video and a good quality audio through that microphone, which needs to go through this, which is a Focusrite. I've got a couple of these. I've got the older version, and then this is the new modern version with the USB-C. You plug in your XLR. Some people call them Canons, but it's like basically the XLR goes into here. You obviously 2 inputs, and then a monitor and that kind of thing, so you can hear it back through your headphones if you're using headphones. So that plugs into there, USB-C into your computer, etc. I have a light on the desk, a little light. I'm not sure I'll use it. It's pretty bright. That doesn't show up as quite as well as you might think. Headphones, always around. Always use my headphones for productivity mostly. Really cool mug by Thumbs there. Big calculator. I love these. I think I've had, since I actually was working for other people 20 plus years ago, I used to have one of these, and I've always had them since. Big calculators. Everyone in the team, when it was staff, everyone in the team had them, so there is actually loads of them kicking about. But this one is my one, obviously. This is an infrared device. I think it's actually out of charge, but it is for, yeah, it's out of charge. It's for your knee, and it goes around your knee, and it's basically infrared, and it helps with blood flow, and then therefore fixes your knee. I've got Tom, who is one of the founders, coming on my podcast on Tuesday. Again, another reason why I'm setting this up. I actually have a guest tomorrow who is an artist in the Auto Art Collective. Why could I not say that? So that's tomorrow. I got this Neurocom from my brother, so he gave me a couple of these that he's been trialing. He gave me these, just 2 unopened packets. He said, oh, you keep the rest of them because they give me headache. Gives me headache as well, so no good for me. So I've got to talk you through my computer. So I've got a Mac M1 Mint computer. Probably don't really need to change it, but if I make a big pot of cash, I think I'll probably go to the new M4. But at the moment, it's a pretty awesome Mac. And my experience of Mac goes back to when I was 16, when I used one of these, which is the Mac Classic. Let's move that out of the way and you can see it a bit better. So the Mac Classic is what I used when I went to college, which was black and white screen back in the day. But this one is a Mac Classic. It basically, I bought it quite a few years ago. It's off eBay. It came, when it arrived, the actual tube in the back of the monitor was broken, so I kept it for ages. And then one day I just thought, I'm just going to do this. So I ripped all the guts out of it, sold it, made more money for the internals than the whole thing. And then I got an LCD screen from Alibaba or somewhere, and a little driver module thing, like Raspberry Pi type thing. And then I put in the bottom of it a Mac Mini that now just powers the CCTV. It's a monitor for the CCTV, just so I can see people coming and going outside. Over in the corner, oh, you can't see that, that's good. So this is a PC. It's not actually, it's an old Mac. So you will, the theme will be apparent in 1 second because I'm going to finish this in a minute. But there is an old Mac under there, which you can run Boot Camp on. If you know Macs, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't know Mac, it doesn't really matter. It's actually running Windows because this is the RIP software for the big printer over there. And it only comes in PC or Windows variant. We don't actually have a Mac version of software. So what I had to do was, or I got Jamie to do it when Jamie was here, is to basically put the PC software onto the Mac. So I love my Macs, I don't like my PCs, but we have to have a PC. So that's what we've got there. We've got a PC run on a Mac. We've got a Mac run inside a Mac. And then here is a monitor. So this was an iMac, a very old iMac, but the best version of the 4K monitor. Then it sort of like, I used it for a while, and then it ran the course, and there was a couple of little issues with it. So I ripped everything out of it, bought a new driver off Alibaba or eBay, and now it's a 4K monitor for my Mac. So they're linked together now. So I got my emails and whatever, WhatsApp and stuff on there, and then I use this as my main monitor. At home, I also have a very similar setup, so when I unplug it and go back home, it's all set up. So that's what's on the bench there. What I've moved off the bench onto this seat, which I'm a piler. I don't know how you do your tidying, but I tend to like remove everything into one pile and then filter. But this, I won't show you that because it's a bit of a mess, but I'll show you my two notepads. So this is my, I'm trying to speak as fast as possible to keep the time down. So it might sound like I'm over caffeinated, but it's more about pushing. So this is my icons that I use for a lot of my artwork, and I just had that in my bag, and then it ended up on the bench, and when I've been moving I was like, oh, there it is. So that's that. I need to put that back in my bag because that needs to come with me. My trusty notepad, obviously featuring a lovely drawings that I made as a sticker of Senna. I don't know how you work with your things, but I love a notepad. As you can see, this is nearly a year old, well, just over a year old. I'm not quite finished it. What I tend to do is like I'll list my week, and then I'll probably do sub lists during the week, and then I come back to this, and then I check things off. So I don't use this every day, all day long, like some people do, because I find that it's almost a bit claustrophobic with the amount of things that are in the list. But so then it's got, like, in the back, it's got survey notes from going to jobs and things like that, and pricing, and all sorts of different stuff gets in here. Just even writing sometimes. So loads of stuff. I love it. This is a B5, I think, size. So if this is A4, here, A4, B5 is about the same. It's just slightly smaller, but it's about the same width. I find it probably the best size. It's also a floppy cover, so it just has a really nice feel to it. I'm getting a bit nerdy with my stationery here. Other samples, let's move quick. Typical designer desk of the industry standard Pantone book. And then one last thing, I've got like jobs, survey notes, bills, lots of bills, a couple of projects there, and then this one thing I want to show you, which is a book. I had this out the other day because I was on a Zoom call with James Somerville, who is ex of Attic. If you're a designer, you'll know who that is. James has this group called Known Unknown, and so we just meet online on Zoom and just listen to. So like he organises talks and stuff for us, and this time it was Ford, a guy who worked with James when he was at Coca-Cola, then ended up going to Ford and was in the naming and heritage side of Ford. And yeah, it was just mint. If you love your cars, it was interesting. So I have this book. So this book was given to me by, when I was a kid, by a friend of my dad's. And it's all really old. I can't open it properly, but it's all really old, sort of 50s and 60s cars in it. It's awesome. And it's got all like the displacement and all the, all the nerdy facts about cars. But yeah, but that was on my desk because I had it out, so I thought, oh, I'll get that in my video. That's it. That's the whole task. There's actually loads more, but I'm not going to bore you. Goodbye.